Have you ever felt lost in the chaos of life, like you're being tossed around by events outside your control? We've all been there. That feeling of helplessness, of not knowing how to find peace amidst the storm. This is where Stoicism comes in. It's not about suppressing your emotions or becoming a robot. It's about understanding what you can and cannot control, and focusing your energy on what truly matters. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece. It teaches us how to live a good life, a fulfilling life. And it's not just some ancient wisdom lost to time. The principles of Stoicism are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. They offer practical tools for navigating the challenges of our modern world, from dealing with stress and anxiety to finding meaning and purpose. Think of Stoicism as a set of tools that help you build inner resilience, tools that empower you to face adversity with courage and grace. It's about taking responsibility for your own thoughts and actions, and choosing to focus on what you can influence. Imagine facing life's ups and downs with a sense of calm and clarity. That's the power of Stoicism. Are you ready to embark on this journey? In today's fast-paced world, we face unprecedented levels of stress and distraction. The 24/7 news cycle bombards us with negativity. Social media fuels our anxieties and insecurities. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and lost in the chaos. We crave a sense of control, a way to find peace amidst the storm, and that's precisely what Stoicism offers. Stoicism is not about escaping from the world, it's about engaging with it in a more mindful and meaningful way. It teaches us to focus on what truly matters, our values, our relationships, and our contributions to the world, and to let go of the things we can't control, like the opinions of others, external events, or even our own mortality. This ancient philosophy offers a path to inner peace and fulfillment. It provides us with a framework for dealing with challenges. It helps us cultivate virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are not just abstract ideals, they are practical tools for navigating the complexities of life. They empower us to live with purpose, resilience, and joy. Who were these Stoics? They weren't bearded philosophers living in ivory towers. They were real people who faced real challenges. One of the most famous Stoics was a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius. He led his empire through wars and plagues, all while practicing Stoicism. Another was Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned teacher. He taught that true freedom comes from mastering our own minds. Then there's Seneca, a playwright and advisor to emperors who wrote about the importance of virtue and living in accordance with nature. These Stoics came from different walks of life, but they all shared a common belief that wisdom and virtue are the keys to a good life. Their teachings have resonated through the centuries. Imagine the bustling city of Athens in the 3rd century BC. The marketplace is alive with merchants hawking their wares, philosophers debating in the streets, and citizens going about their daily lives. Amidst this vibrant scene, a new philosophy is taking root, a philosophy that would go on to influence thinkers for centuries to come: Stoicism. The birthplace of Stoicism wasn't a grand academy or a secluded temple. It was a simple covered walkway known as the Stoa Porcile, or painted porch. Here, a philosopher named Zeno of Citium began teaching his radical ideas about virtue, reason, and living in accordance with nature. His teachings resonated with people from all walks of life, from slaves to emperors. They were drawn to Stoicism's emphasis on self-control, inner peace, and living a virtuous life. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, was a former merchant who lost everything in a shipwreck. This experience led him to question the true nature of happiness and the purpose of life. He found his answers in the teachings of Socrates, particularly the idea that virtue is the only true good. Zeno believed that happiness and fulfillment come not from external circumstances, but from living in agreement with nature, which meant living a virtuous life. He taught that we should focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and accept what we cannot control, such as external events and the actions of others. This idea, known as the dichotomy of control, became a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. By focusing on what we can control, Zeno argued we can cultivate inner peace and resilience, even in the face of adversity. Zeno's teachings attracted a following of students who were eager to learn how to live a more virtuous and fulfilling life. Stoicism didn't fade away with Zeno's passing. Instead, it was carried forward by a lineage of remarkable individuals who embodied and expanded upon its principles. One such figure was Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned philosopher. Epictetus emphasized the importance of accepting what we cannot control and focusing on our own thoughts and actions. He taught that true freedom comes from mastering our minds, for it is our thoughts and judgments that truly enslave us, not our external circumstances. Another prominent Stoic was Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled during a time of war, plague, and political turmoil. Despite the immense pressure and responsibility he faced, Marcus Aurelius lived by Stoic principles, recording his reflections in his personal journal, later known as Meditations. His writings offer a profound glimpse into the mind of a man grappling with the challenges of leadership and life itself through the lens of Stoicism. Stoicism didn't die out with the fall of the Roman Empire. Its teachings continued to resonate through the centuries, influencing thinkers from various cultures and backgrounds. During the Renaissance, Stoic ideas experienced a resurgence as scholars rediscovered classical texts. Thinkers like Michel de Montaigne and William Shakespeare incorporated Stoic themes into their works, exploring ideas of fate, virtue, and the human condition. Even today, Stoicism remains relevant. Its emphasis on self-control, resilience, and living in accordance with nature continues to offer guidance in our fast-paced, often chaotic world. Modern-day Stoics find solace and strength in its teachings, applying its principles to navigate challenges ranging from personal relationships to professional setbacks. Though Stoicism originated in ancient Greece, it speaks to a universal human experience. Its principles transcend time and culture, offering insights that are as relevant today as they were millennia ago. Whether you are facing a personal crisis, struggling with anxiety, or simply seeking a more fulfilling way of life, Stoicism offers practical tools for navigating the challenges of the human condition. We will discover how Stoicism can empower us to cultivate greater resilience, meaning, and purpose, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and joyful existence. Imagine a grand Roman temple, its strong pillars holding up the weight of the structure. That's what the core principles of Stoicism are like. 4 pillars, supporting a life of purpose and resilience. These pillars, also known as the 4 cardinal virtues, are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Don't let the fancy names intimidate you. These are practical tools for everyday living. Think of wisdom as learning to see the world clearly, understanding what you can control and what you can't. Courage isn't just about facing physical danger, it's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. Justice is about treating others fairly and doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. And temperance is about finding balance in life, not overindulging in pleasure or letting your emotions control you. Together, these 4 virtues form the foundation of a Stoic life. They provide a roadmap for navigating the challenges of life with clarity, integrity, and inner strength. In the information age, we're bombarded with data, opinions, and distractions. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and lose sight of what truly matters. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. It's about cultivating a clear and rational mind, free from the distortions of our emotions and biases. Think of it like this. Imagine your mind is a muddy pond. Stoic wisdom is the process of letting the mud settle, allowing the water to become clear. Once the water is clear, you can see things as they really are, without distortion. This clarity allows you to make better decisions, navigate challenges with greater ease, and focus your energy on what's truly important. Stoic wisdom isn't about being a know-it-all. It's about being a lifelong learner, always seeking to expand your understanding of yourself, others, and the world around you. Section 3, Courage, facing down your fears. We often think of courage as a quality reserved for superheroes and soldiers, but in reality, we all face challenges that require courage every day. It might be speaking up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. It might be facing a difficult conversation with a loved one, or it might be simply getting out of bed and facing the day when you're struggling with anxiety or depression. Stoic courage isn't about being fearless. It's about acknowledging your fears and choosing to act in spite of them. By cultivating courage, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of fear and live with greater authenticity and purpose. Each time you face a fear, no matter how small, you build your courage reserves, making it easier to face the next challenge with greater confidence and resilience. Section 4. Justice, doing the right thing. In a world often driven by self-interest and competition, it can be tempting to cut corners or prioritize our own needs above others. But Stoicism reminds us that true fulfillment comes from living a virtuous life, a life guided by justice and fairness. This means treating others with respect, honesty, and kindness, even when they don't reciprocate. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected, part of a larger human family. Our actions have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. By striving to do the right thing, even when it's difficult, we contribute to a more just and compassionate world. Stoic justice isn't about being perfect. It's about acknowledging our shortcomings, taking responsibility for our actions, and striving to do better next time. Section 5. Temperance, finding balance in life. In a world of instant gratification and endless distractions, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of pleasure and material possessions. We overindulge in food, entertainment, social media, anything to avoid discomfort or boredom. But true contentment, according to the Stoics, comes from finding balance in life. Temperance isn't about denying yourself pleasure or living an austere life. It's about enjoying things in moderation, appreciating what you have, and not letting your desires control you. It's about finding joy in the simple things, cultivating gratitude for the good in your life, and not attaching your happiness to external things that can be easily taken away. By practicing temperance, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment, free from the constant pursuit of more. Think of it like this. Imagine your life is a garden. Indulgence is like letting weeds grow unchecked, choking out the beautiful plants. Temperance is about tending to your garden with care, pruning back the excess and allowing the good to flourish. The alarm clock screams, you hit snooze, traffic, deadlines, that annoying co-worker. Sound familiar? Stoicism isn't just for philosophers in togas, it's for surviving and thriving in the modern world. Imagine facing that morning commute not with dread but with a sense of calm. How? By focusing on what you can control. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your reaction to it. Listen to a podcast, practice mindfulness, or simply accept the situation and use the time to gather your thoughts. At work, that project may be overwhelming, but break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on doing each step to the best of your ability and celebrate those small victories. Social media. It's supposed to connect us, yet it often leaves us feeling inadequate and anxious. We scroll through curated feeds, comparing our lives to the highlight reels of others. The Stoics, though living long before Instagram, offer a powerful antidote to this modern-day dilemma. Remember, social media often presents a distorted view of reality. People tend to share their successes, not their struggles. Don't fall into the trap of comparison. Instead, use social media mindfully. Unfollow accounts that trigger negative emotions. Limit your time scrolling. Focus on connecting with people you care about and engaging in meaningful conversations. Use social media as a tool for learning and growth, not as a source of validation or comparison. By approaching social media with a Stoic mindset, you can minimize its negative impact and use it to enhance your well-being. We've all encountered them. The rude cashier, the passive-aggressive coworker, the friend who always has to be right. These interactions can leave us feeling drained and frustrated. Stoicism offers a different approach, one that emphasizes understanding and compassion. Remember, you can't control other people's behavior, but you can control your reaction to it. Instead of getting caught up in their negativity, try to understand where they're coming from. Perhaps that rude cashier is having a bad day. Maybe your coworker is feeling insecure. Responding with anger or frustration will only escalate the situation. Instead, try responding with kindness, empathy, or even humor. This doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. You can set boundaries and assert yourself while still maintaining your composure. By choosing to respond with grace, you not only preserve your own peace of mind, but also set an example of how to navigate challenging interactions with dignity. Life is full of setbacks, projects fail, relationships end, we make mistakes. It's easy to get discouraged and lose sight of our goals, but Stoicism teaches us that setbacks are not failures. They are opportunities for growth and learning. Remember, every obstacle presents a chance to practice resilience. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on what you can learn from the experience. What could you have done differently? How can you use this experience to make better decisions in the future? Embrace setbacks as stepping stones on your journey. Each challenge you overcome makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing whatever life throws your way. Remember the words of the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The world can feel chaotic and overwhelming at times. We face pressure from all sides: work, relationships, finances, the constant barrage of information. It's easy to get swept up in the frenzy and lose sight of what truly matters. Stoicism offers a path to inner peace amidst the chaos. Remember, you always have a choice in how you respond to any situation. You can choose to react with stress and anxiety, or you can choose to respond with calm and clarity. Cultivate a Stoic mindset by focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and reactions. Practice mindfulness, connect with nature. Simplify your life by letting go of what's not essential. By prioritizing your well-being and cultivating inner peace, you can navigate the challenges of life with greater resilience, purpose, and joy. We've talked about the Stoics of old: Zeno, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius. But what about today? Is Stoicism just a dusty philosophy from the past, or does it have real power in the 21st century? The answer, thankfully, is a resounding yes. All around us, people are quietly using Stoicism to navigate the modern world, to find strength in the face of adversity, and to live more fulfilling lives. These modern Stoics aren't necessarily philosophers or scholars. They're everyday people: entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, parents, students, people from all walks of life who have discovered the transformative power of this ancient philosophy. They've taken the principles of Stoicism, wisdom, justice, courage, temperance, and woven them into the fabric of their lives. Their stories are not about achieving some unattainable ideal of Stoic perfection. They're about the daily practice, the small victories, the moments of grace under pressure. They're about embracing challenges, learning from setbacks, and finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. Let's meet a few of these modern Stoics and hear their stories. Imagine the pressure of being an Olympic athlete. The weight of expectations, the grueling training regimen, the constant scrutiny from the media and fans. For many, the mental game is just as challenging as the physical one. This was the reality for Sarah, a track and field star who had always dreamed of competing on the world's biggest stage. But as the pressure mounted, Sarah found herself struggling with anxiety and self-doubt. Her performance began to suffer, and she feared her Olympic dreams slipping away. That's when she stumbled upon Stoicism. Drawn to its emphasis on controlling what you can and accepting what you can't, Sarah began incorporating Stoic principles into her training. She focused on what she could control: her effort, her attitude, her preparation. She accepted that she couldn't control the weather on race day, the performance of her competitors, or the opinions of the commentators. She replaced negative self-talk with affirmations of resilience and determination. This shift in mindset didn't happen overnight. It was a daily practice, a conscious choice to approach her training and competition with a Stoic perspective. The results were transformative. Sarah's anxiety lessened, her confidence grew, and she began performing at her best when it mattered most. She rediscovered the joy in competing, the thrill of pushing her limits, the satisfaction of knowing she had given her all. While she may not have won every race, she won something far more valuable: inner peace, resilience, and the realization that true victory lies not just in the outcome, but in the effort and the spirit in which we face our challenges. The life of an entrepreneur is often romanticized: the freedom, the innovation, the potential to build something from the ground up. But it's also paved with uncertainty, long hours, and a constant stream of decisions. One evening, feeling overwhelmed, Mark picked up a book on Stoicism. He was drawn to the Stoic emphasis on virtue, purpose, and living in accordance with nature. Inspired, Mark began implementing small changes in his life, like meditation and journaling. He started prioritizing his health and making time for exercise and healthy meals. He became more intentional about his relationships, making time for loved ones. These changes fueled his ambition, giving him more energy and focus for his work. Mark learned that true freedom comes from mastering one's own mind and aligning actions with values. For many artists, their work is an extension of their soul. But what happens when those thoughts are clouded by pain? How do you create beauty from the ashes of suffering? This was the question facing Maya, a talented painter. When she lost her partner, Maya found herself lost in grief. The colors faded, replaced by a dull ache of emptiness. Then a friend shared a quote by Marcus Aurelius: "What stands in the way becomes the way." These words resonated deeply with Maya. She began to paint again, embracing the darkness. Her paintings became a raw reflection of her grief journey. Through her art, Maya connected with others, offering hope. She discovered that even in despair there is a flicker of light. Maya's story reminds us that Stoicism is about acknowledging our emotions and channeling them into something constructive. We've journeyed through the bustling streets of ancient Athens, where Stoicism first took root, to the heart of the Roman Empire, where emperors found solace in its wisdom. We've explored the four pillars of Stoicism: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and seen how these timeless principles are being embraced by modern Stoics from all walks of life. It's inspiring to see how these individuals have used Stoicism not to become emotionless robots, but to live with greater intention, resilience, and purpose. They've faced challenges head-on, embraced setbacks as opportunities for growth, and found peace amidst the chaos of the modern world. Their stories are a testament to the enduring power of Stoicism. This ancient philosophy isn't just a set of dusty doctrines, it's a living, breathing framework for navigating the complexities of life, a source of strength and solace that transcends time and culture. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but where do I start? The good news is you don't need to be a philosopher or a scholar to benefit from Stoicism. You can begin incorporating its principles into your life right now, one small step at a time. Start by reflecting on the Stoic virtues we've discussed. Wisdom: seek to understand the world around you clearly. Question your assumptions. Be open to new perspectives. Courage: identify something you've been afraid to do and take a small step towards it. Remember, courage grows with practice. Justice: treat everyone you encounter with fairness and respect, even when it's difficult. Temperance: practice moderation in all areas of your life. Appreciate what you have. Don't let your desires control you. Remember, Stoicism isn't about seeking a life devoid of challenges or difficulties. It's about facing those challenges with courage, wisdom, and grace. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. As you embark on your Stoic journey, keep these key takeaways in mind. Focus on what you can control. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control your reactions. Focus on your thoughts, actions, and attitude. Embrace discomfort. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Embrace challenges as opportunities for learning and development. Live in accordance with nature. Strive to live a life of virtue, purpose, and connection. Recognize that you are part of something larger than yourself. Practice gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate the good in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity and discontent.